friends. So first off, we gotta point something out. If you notice like the little fog we have going on over here, I dropped my phone, and so there's a crack in front of the camera of my phone, so that's causing a bit of blurriness in this region. If that's going to annoy you, I'm so sorry. I will try and have this fixed very soon. Otherwise, we're just gonna have a little bit of blurrage going on. If you can deal with it, perfect, because today I'm gonna be doing my April book haul. So the first book I have to show you is actually something I got at the very end of March. So this is the Graveyard book by Neil Gaiman, which is the only Neil Gaiman book I have to this date. I got this while on a German field trip to a German town like 5 hours away. So of course I go to the field trip with 2 books and I come back with 3. So what are you gonna do? This book is about a kid whose family is murdered by somebody, and so he stumbles into a graveyard and they raise him, all the ghosts or whatever, and then he can never leave the graveyard, otherwise that person will come and try and kill him, I think is what this is going on. I was researching before this video to have synopses, and that's what I got from it. This was $2.50 at a used bookstore, and I almost didn't get it, but then I opened it and I saw that there were indeed pictures. So I did. And then the absolutely wonderful Allison from Poetified Life sent me from my Amazon wishlist Hopeless by Colleen Hoover. Oh, this is the first book anyone's ever gotten me off my wish list, so I came home and I was fangirling for a solid hour, and Allison is freaking the nicest person ever. I will link her channel down below as well as her Twitter. She's so awesome. Thank you so much, Allison. Mind blown. I started this a while ago and I really like it so far. I think I'm going to love this. I've heard nothing but good things about Colleen Hoover, have not read any of her books yet. I got an email from them because I have their email list thingy because I have an account. Anyway, they had posted that Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion was going to be on there for like $1.50 or something like that. And it wasn't a movie cover, and I was like, I'll take that. And so I got it. This is a really soft cover of Warm Bodies. I read this last year in like February, so it's been over a year since I've read this. I loved it. I loved the movie. This is about a guy named R who is a zombie, and one day a human girl comes into her life and he kind of watches over her amongst the other zombies. He starts to fall in love with her, and that helps like make him not a zombie. This is the worst synopsis I've ever done, but it's really good. Actually, probably one of the only, if the only zombie book I've read. That could not be true. And then just because I didn't want to look like a loser who buys one thing from Book Outlet, I also got Tiger Lily by Jodi Lynn Anderson, which is a Peter Pan retelling. Oh, such excitement. I need a fan on me. It is 80 degrees in the Texas today. Yes. And then I made a Barnes & Noble run because did I have a gift card or did I just go for funsies? I just went for funsies and I got a couple things. Well, it's a book haul, so obviously. The reason that I went to the bookstore was to get 2 things, and one of them is the sequel to Just One Day, and it is just 1 year. But the first one, basically, it's about a girl that goes to Europe in order to do a tour educational thing, and she meets a guy and they go to Paris for a day, and it is so good. Could not wait for the sequel because it ends and there's like, because they get separated and you don't know what happens to the guy, and this is in the guy's perspective, and it's a duology, and it's just The second thing I went to the store to get is The Maze Runner, and this is the movie cover, and I typically am so enthusiastic about I will never buy a movie cover, I will never own a movie cover. Movie covers do not do justice to books, so I was like, nope, 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 nope. But then I saw this, and then I saw this, and I was sold. I've only read the first book in The Maze Runner, and I honestly do not want to continue it, so I just sent those books to half-price books, and with the money I got from it, purchased this, and I'm just gonna have this on my shelf and admire it every now and then. Possibly reread it before the movie in September. Going back to Colleen Hoover, I also got 2 more Colleen Hoover books at Barnes & Noble. They're like $15. Why did I do this to myself? I got her 2 other first books in the series that she's written, which is Slammed and then Maybe Someday. Slammed is about a girl who has a neighbor, I think, or someone in her life is a boy, and he does slam poetry, which is awesome. I see them on Tumblr all the time, and respect. I would stutter way too much to do that. And it's just about they fall in love or something, and then something mind-blowing happens. I don't know what that is. If you spoil me, you die. I need that on a t-shirt. Can someone... Maybe Someday is about a girl whose neighbor plays music and stuff, and she just sounds like stereotypical love story or something like that. But see how bad I am at this. This is why I don't even bother usually. And then the last book I got from Barnes & Noble is Unspoken by Sarah Race Brennan, which my friend Katie from Cat Skywriter 24 enthuses about constantly. She says this is one of her favorite books, and that's the reason that I picked it up, is because Katie rates books so excellently. The reason I trust Katie is because she has such harsh book reviews that I know, and it's a good thing, but so I know that anytime she rates a book like 4 or 5 stars, it's gonna be a good book, and so I bought this because of her. And I don't know if she has a review or anything about it, but nevertheless I will link her channel below because she is awesome and y'all need to get on that. This book is about a girl who has a guy in her head. That's not what it's about. I'm so sorry you had to hear that sentence. This is just about a girl who has a guy's voice in her head. She's been talking to him her whole life, but she's never met him. Then one day, a family moves in that had mysteriously disappeared 10 years earlier, and they're back, and it's a small town, just like dealing with things. It's probably paranormal. I'm probably gonna like it. I freaking love this cover. It's all dark and dreary than the words, and whew, yes. Then my beautiful friend Kat, who was perfect. Oh, Kat. She sent me Not a Drop to Drink. This was in a package with several other things. Like, she made me bookmarks, and I was like, Not a Drop to Drink is about a girl that lives in a desert-ish area somewhere that there's not a lot of water. And so it's more of a survival type story where she has to defend this pond with her life because everyone starts to come and she's like, you can't drink that, that is my water. So she has to stand up for herself, and then it's just lots of conflicts. I'm not sure what the actual like story of this is other than defending her pond, so maybe I'll read this soon, but maybe I won't, but I definitely want to. It just sounds so good. And can we cover lust for like 5 seconds? The next thing I got is another thing from my wish list, which I get like so excited about this. I'm so thankful. Ha! This is Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl. I have not read this before, don't hurt me, but this is from my best friend ever, Amberly from Amberly Lynn. I will link her everything. She is the best human being ever, and I'm not just saying this because she bought me a book. We've been best friends for like a year. There's a really dorky part of me that really wants to learn Dutch just so I can read this in its original form. And then today, I just got back from going to a used bookstore. If you are following me on Twitter, you saw that one picture, which 10/10 selfie skills, am I right? So I got, how many books? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 books for $7.25. Yeah. This bookstore is a, like, library bookstore. I don't know how to describe it necessarily. It's like a conjunction, not the right word. It's like a separate place from my library where they put books that they don't use anymore or donations. I still have price tags on these, so we'll be able to see that in a second, but the first book I got is The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. I read this book in 7th grade. 7th grade. And I do not own a copy of it, so I was gonna pick that up. And it's in like perfect condition. I was surprised. This is like the first thing I picked up. Then I found a copy of Room by Emma Donahue, which my friend Beatrice from Books Overlooks raves about this book, and every time I see this I think of her, and They have like 3 copies of this. I was like puff past that. This book is about a 5-year-old whose mom locks him up in something, and he is just like a 5-year-old who doesn't know about the world because he's been confined to this one small space. I'm not sure exactly where it develops from there, but I'm really excited to read this. I've seen this at Barnes & Noble so much, and I've almost bought it so many times, and I'm so glad I didn't. $1.25! Can't beat that. Well, it could be free, but stealing is wrong. Then I have a copy of The Night Circus by Aaron Morgenstern, which is my best friend Fergus's, one of his favorite books. This is really embarrassing, but I'm gonna do it on camera. I already own it, but this copy is like priest and kind of ratchet, and this one is not. So what compelled me to do this, I don't know. But this will be going to probably half-price books or something. And then I got Fliegende Stern, which is a German book, obviously. This is one of the only, actually, one of the 2 German books they had. The other one was a dictionary. I am a level 2 German student. I'm not very good at talking in German. But this is literally all written in German, and I just really want to be fluent in German, so I'm doing as much as I can to expose myself to it, so possibly reading a book in the German language could help propel that. The next book I got is The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, which is something I've seen a long time, and usually I don't buy it used because this is always torn, and as you can see, this is a little bit damaged. This book is about a kid named Christopher who has autism, and so he struggles just trying to communicate his feelings and stuff like that. Then one day he finds a dead dog in his neighbor's yard, and that kind of disrupts that whole thing, and he wants to discover who did it and why, and it's just kind of self-discovery, kind of a mystery. I think it's gonna be so good. I got this because I was really excited about it when I heard about it, but I honestly don't think I'll ever read this. I'm just gonna own it and be like, okay. But, that book, Misery by Stephen King. In my creative writing class, we read a snippet out of this, and I remember being told about what this was about, and I was like, part of me was like, wow, that's really weird, then the other part of me was like, wow, that's like a lot like me, and so, yeah, I don't read horror, and I know this is gonna be really graphic, and my mom said she's seen the movie, and she just saw that I got it and was like, so, I don't know, I really want to try and read this. I've never read anything by Stephen King before. And the last book I got, the last book for this haul, is something that I told myself, I was like, whoa, okay, we'll have to talk about that later. And the last book is something I picked up completely random. I told myself I'm going to buy one book today that I've never heard of that I think sounds cool. And it is Diary by Chuck Palahniuk, the guy that wrote Fight Club. This just looked so cool. It's like watercolor and it's just blank white, and oh, that's the name if you were wondering what I was trying to pronounce. This looks, first of all, awesome. It has a paper cover, which I adore, and the synopsis is along the lines of this painter slash artist, her husband is in the hospital for a suicide attempt, and just all this stuff is unfolding because of it, and it's written in second person, which is so awesome. And the reason I freaked out a second ago is because I just took off this dust cover, and the book is red, which I guess isn't that amazing, but then I saw this. Where do you get your inspiration? I think someone's gonna die. Ah, that is so cool. Is this like a reversible cover? So yeah, I completely bought this on a whim. I don't know when I'm gonna read it, but I really want to try it. It looks so freaking cool. And that's everything that I got. I do have a couple of orders coming. Actually, just 2 of them. I have a book outlet order coming and then a shipment coming in from Germany because I may or may not have bought Shatter Me in German. Don't judge me, it happened. So that will be for next month's book haul, and if you want to contribute to that, I also have a link to my Amazon wish list, just letting you know. You don't have to do anything, just letting you know, throwing that out there. I'm gonna stop talking about it now. Bye-bye, and again, thank you for dealing with this fog of depression over here. That is not pretty. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh, I just realized I only have one hand painted, and it's like the most ratchet paint job.